Okay, so before we jump into this thing, Destiny Rising, okay, let's talk about the Bungie situation. Bungie is another one of those companies that initially I've been super excited about them. I'm not even back from the Halo days because I'm not one of the people that played Xbox back in the day or anything like that. So I never even experienced like the big not resurgence, but the big surge of Halo with Halo 1, Halo 2, all of that stuff. Never really got super into that. I did play the original Halo on PC eventually, whenever that came out to PC. And I played the crap out of that game. That game was awesome. I loved playing Halo, but that was pretty much it. That was my experience with Halo. But when Destiny came out, I was super pumped about Destiny. I was like, man, this game looks like it'll be super fun. I was able to I think I got to see a presentation of it ahead of time or something like that. The hype was through the roof for the original Destiny. Played the original Destiny. I still greatly enjoyed what I've played of the original Destiny, but it was definitely incomplete and it had a lot of issues and it had a lot of problems. We all know about that stuff, right? Still played it through, then eventually came back for one of their expansions because I took a break after I played it, then came back for one of the expansions, and then eventually I fell off of it. And then they announced Destiny 2. This was going to be it. They were going to fix all of the problems that Destiny 1 had, and they were going to make it better. And I came and I played Destiny 2. Again, loved the campaign. Greatly enjoyed, Destiny 2. I thought it was awesome. I even raided when Destiny 2 came out. We had those streams where we did the Leviathan raid, I think it was called. And it was really cool. I raid led a couple of times, figured out all the strategies, all of this stuff, and we did the whole raid. It was a blast. Played the crap out of Destiny 2, right? Until it got to the point where they did the whole XP shenanigans. I don't want to bore you guys with it because I know I've spoken about it a million times. Basically, they were scamming people out of their EXP, which I find to be completely despicable, despite the fact that it actually benefited me for the playstyle that I was doing for Destiny 2 at the time. But I thought that, here's a company that will blatantly lie to their player base, to their most dedicated players, and they will blatantly lie and not even apologize about it, not even give a damn. And eventually, they separated from Activision Blizzard, and we all thought oh man, things are finally going to get better. And it's like, no. Turns out, Bobby Kotick was actually the one holding them back. Bobby Kotick was the one who was holding... can you imagine how degenerate the people in the leadership of your company have to be when Bobby fucking Kotick is the one that is holding you back from your really, really greedy, nasty urges? That is some next levels of degeneracy, okay? But basically, when they separated from Blizzard Entertainment, that's when the Everstore got even worse. Everything monetization-wise in the game got way worse. They were abusing their player base left, right, and center. And guess what? As with many of these situations that we've talked about, their player base eats it up because there's not another game like Destiny. Because for all of their flaws, one thing that I will always say is that you can't beat Destiny's gunplay. You can't. Destiny's gunplay, to me, is the best gunplay I've ever experienced in a game like Destiny. It's just that simple. I love that gun. It just, there's almost like a texture to the gunplay of Destiny that feels phenomenal. It's the best. I know that a lot of people prefer the gunplay in Call of Duty. Not me. Give me Destiny gunplay all day, any day. It is awesome. Shooting guns in Destiny is unique. No other game does shooting of guns like Destiny does. But in terms of content, it leaves a lot to be desired. And they keep basically screwing over their player base. In terms of monetization, it is also absolutely despicable. The fact that they will sell you an expansion to the video game and then cut it up like the meme we saw earlier, the burger meme. You guys remember that still from the previous segment about Ubisoft? They cut up the main dungeon of that expansion They'll cut it up and sell it to you, separated from the expansion itself. Imagine, imagine you bought, let's say, Iceborne. Okay? You bought Iceborne, but Fatalis is sold separately. Actually, it's worse than that. It's more like you bought Iceborne, but Hoarfrost Reach is, in every hunt that takes place in Hoarfrost Reach is sold separately. That's about the same thing. It's like, no, dude, that's disgusting. And people defended this, by the way, because I made videos talking about this. And people were like, no, you don't understand, because you buy it with the season pack and then you have everything. It's like, so you're just confirming what I'm saying in a different way, which is you buy the expansion and then you have to buy the season pack to gain access to the dungeon. Exactly. Like Gideon Prime is saying, Stockholm Syndrome. These people have Stockholm Syndrome. And so this is one of the reasons why I've said this company needs to burn to the ground. Same reason as Ubisoft, which is if they burn to the ground, they send a message that the gaming community is done with this ridiculous nonsense and with this absolute milking of their player base, these ridiculous microtransaction practices that nobody should support in any way, shape, or form. But here we are. And guess what happened later? Bungie keeps firing people. They keep firing, and they're reducing the scope of everything that Destiny 2 is going to become. They've gradually reduced the scope. No more big expansions. Now you have these smaller expansions and these smaller experiences that focus mostly on replayability, also known as grinding, repeatable content. Which is like, listen, if you like that, you do whatever the hell you want with your money. Don't speak with your wallet. Do whatever the hell you think you should be doing. But basically what Bungie ended up doing is they split their team, and rather than putting a decent chunk of their team working on more content for their cash cow, which was Destiny 2, they decided to take on all of these different side projects. And what we're watching today is going to be one of those side projects. Now, the thing about this particular side project is that we here in the Ironbreaker community are going to be very familiar with the people who are developing this, because Bungie isn't developing this. Bungie aren't the ones actually developing Destiny Rising. You have this company that has done another brilliant video game that we've all absolutely loved here in the community. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have heard of this game. I've played through this game all the way before I said my opinion on it, by the way. Unlike a lot of people who just said this game is bad, I was like, no, I will force myself to play through this game, the entirety of this game, so that when I take a massive dump on it, I can tell you exactly why this game is bad and terrible and atrocious and fucking disgusting. And the name of that game is Diablo Immortal. And the company that is working on Destiny Rising is NetEase, which I like to refer to as the skin job company. They're the skin job company. They're the company that takes the skin of another video game and then they fill it with their shit engine and their shit mechanics and their, just fill it with shit. And then they put it in there. So this is what this is. This is a Destiny skin enveloped around a turd that was developed by NetEase. Okay? That's how this works. The skin job company. This is what they do. Because I distinctly remember a lot of people, including several prominent content creators, bringing up the point that, like, you know what? Diablo Immortal would actually be a really great game if it wasn't for the monetization. And I would always say, no, it's fucking not. You take all that monetization away, you're still left with a shitty Diablo 3.1, actually worse than 3.1, probably like, I don't know, dude, like some something worse than Diablo 3. Let's put it like that. You take away all the monetization, the game you're still left with is like a lesser version of Diablo 3, which was not the best Diablo to begin with. But no, I still had to hear all these people talk about how, oh, if it wasn't for the no, it was a shit game with or without the monetization. The monetization just made it shittier. That's pretty much how it worked with Diablo Immortal, and that's pretty much what we can expect from Destiny Rising. But now, let's not hear it from me. Let's hear it from the developers, shall we? Let's see what they have to say about this. Well, first I have to actually let them speak. Ah, so hopeful. Oh, yes.
大家好，我是战无城，网易游戏旗下。
Hello, I'm Jacob Chen, the producer of Destiny Rising here at NetEase Games. Destiny is an outstanding global brand that we respect deeply, and our team is filled with dedicated fans of this incredible franchise. We are constantly amazed by the extensive community it has catered, and are honored to have this opportunity to introduce a brand.
You know what? That's something I'm also amazed with. How extensive, how big of a community this game has been able to make. Like, I am genuinely impressed that so many people are willing to just eat shit sandwich after shit sandwich and ask for seconds. That I'm impressed, bro. I am very impressed.
New Destiny experience to you all. Our team has been tirelessly working to provide you with a great gaming experience. We hope to continuously explore and clash new ideas to bring fresh, exciting content to the game. Without further ado, here's Destiny Rising.
Hey everyone, we here at Bungie are so excited that NetEase has invited us to join them as they announce their brand new mobile game set in an alternate Destiny universe. Now, for the past few years, NetEase has been working hard, and it has been our honor to support them in building a high-quality and authentic...
I love the pauses because she's literally just reading off of a script. You can hear it in her voice. As she's speaking, every time you notice on an awkward pause, imagine that there's somebody there in the room with her pointing a gun at her head and just saying, just read from the prompt. Just read from the prompt. That's what's happening. Like, listen.
Universe. Now, for the past few years, NetEase has been working hard, and it has been our honor to support them in building a high-quality and authentic Destiny.
She's not even looking at the camera because she needs to look at the script, okay? They didn't even give her a teleprompter. It's just like in her monitor, and they're like, just read from the script.
Experience, and on a brand new platform.
Did she have to lean forward near the end there because she couldn't read the words properly?
Universe. Now, for the past few years, NetEase has been working hard, and it has been our honor to support them in building a high-quality and authentic Destiny experience, and on a brand new platform.
She's like, "What's that?" Like, look. I'm being evil now, okay? I'm just being evil. I'm being a little bit evil. I'm sorry. I apologize to this person whose name they didn't even put in here for some reason. Oh, here it is. It is Tricia Medrano, oh, she's the lead producer. Okay.
And on a brand new platform.
Destiny Rising is a new take
Terry
on
Redfield.
Destiny, set in an alternate universe with its own timeline, but true to the core tenets and identity of Destiny. Our partnership team at Bungie has worked to support NetEase in designing Rising to be a game that should be perfect for veterans of the franchise, and also appeal to a whole new audience that has yet to experience the world of Destiny.
We can't wait.
There's literally no feeling behind the words that these people are saying. There's no feeling, there's no genuine excitement. It's like they know this is going to be a sloppy cash grab. They know. You can tell by the way that they're speaking, they know. They're just doing like the bare minimum. They're like, okay, you want me to read what's on the screen here? Fine, I'll do it. Like, what are you going to do? Going to fire me? Like, fine, whatever.
For NetEase to show you what they've been working on, and we look forward to
modern audience. Wait, what?
To be a game that should be perfect for veterans of the franchise, and also appeal to a whole new audience that has yet to experience the world of Destiny.
It says new
We
audience.
can't wait for
It says new audience, not modern audience. Guys, Jesus. I already have to hear all this DEI talk whenever I'm speaking with Akalon every Friday. Please.
NetEase to show you what they've been working on, and we look forward to playing Destiny Rising right besides all of you.
I'm sure you're looking forward to playing this goddamn gacha abomination of Destiny. I'm sure you can't wait.
Destiny Rising is a brand new, free-to-play, mobile epic sci-fi RPG shooter game that sets in an alternate Destiny timeline. It embarks on an epic adventure rooted in the aftermath of a fateful alien invasion, where humanity struggles to rise from the ashes of destruction.
Imagine an unexplored era of Destiny, before we had the tower for the emergence of Guardians.
As huge fans of Destiny ourselves, we're very grateful to Bungie for their amazing support, granting us the creative freedom to develop and nurture our own vision.
We want to capture and depict a specific time where the reins are in the hands of the players, to experience, to explore, to define.
I'll tell you what, these guys have at least a better idea of what the Destiny player base wants than the Destiny team themselves. The simple fact that they offer people the third-person experience, I guarantee you that Destiny players, this is something that probably a lot of them actually want, because a big part of these games is fashion, and you want to be able to look at this character that you've carefully created as armor, and you painted it very specific ways with all of these shaders and all of these things. And the only time you actually get to experience that is whenever you're in the city, because whenever you're out doing actual missions and stuff like that, you're always first person only. So they know what they're doing. But then again, this game is it hasn't been confirmed, but more likely than not, this is going to be a gacha. This is going to have all of those systems wherein you're going to be expected to roll the same character 50 different times in order to actually, break the limit and fully upgrade it all the way. It's going to have all of those types of systems. It's going to be the same thing for your weapon. It's going to be the same thing for your, your specific armor piece or something like that. You're going to have to roll it, and there's probably going to be a chance of things going bad in those rolls, and you're going to be able to buy the pity systems and all this other nonsense that we've seen in these types of games. 1,000,000%.
This is where the stage is set.
In terms of time and age, what we want you to picture when you think of this post-Dark Age era is epic legends in the making, a fantastical world to explore, and tons of mysteries and opportunities.
And of course, ghosts, light bearers, iron lords, warlords, all the narrative elements you would expect from an age before the last city. It's an age that's never been explored, and it's super exciting.
With so much room for imagination, it was a huge source of creative inspiration for the team.
This is going to be a whole new Destiny experience.
We want to focus on characters, people, heroes, and legends, because that's the best way to actually express the chaos of this period.
Every playable character is a fleshed-out person with a depth of personality. They have their own tenets and pursuit.
Definitely not your conventional hero type.
We want to tell more than just the epic adventures, but also these side stories, things that as an adventurer you'd pick up on the streets, in the alleys, or taverns.
Read side quests.
Things like myths and legends that you'd hear when you just arrive in a new town. We want players to piece together the big picture of this era from each of these tales.
This is an era prior to Guardians. The path of light is ambiguous and unclear. Ghosts revived people, resurrecting them into light bearers. Yet there were no guides as to what it meant to embody the role of a light bearer and behold such power. This is a time before the establishment of the iconic classes of Hunter, Titan, and Warlock.
The fun part is that this also means that each light bearer in this era has their own unique and independent combat style.
And they have to, because this is how we're going to sell you on the concept of Gacha Destiny. you want to have this light bearer that has this specific playstyle, don't you? Like, let me tell you how this is going to go, okay? First 10 hours of this game, they're going to be awesome. The game's going to be a ton of fun. You're going to be getting loot at a good pace. It's going to be fantastic, the first 10 hours. But then around that 10-hour mark, they're going to hit you with your first wall. You're going to be like cruising, and then suddenly you're going to get your face bashed in by one of the missions, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And it's like, okay, now you have a choice to make. And the choice is going to be, you can give us 50 cents, or you can grind for another 10 hours. And at this point, most players will go like, I can grind for another 10 hours. I've been having a blast so far, so whatever. So they go and they grind another 10 hours. At this point, you're 20 hours in, okay? Give or take. And at that point, you're going to break through the wall, that 10-hour wall, 20 hours after you've started playing the game, and you're going to play for another 5 hours, and you're going to hit another wall. This time, the wall is going to demand about 40 hours of grinding as opposed to the previous 10. Or you can give them a microtransactions of 99 cents and they're going to let you go through that wall. And at that point, that right there is going to be when a majority of the player base is going to go like, I put 20 hours into it. What's $1? And they're going to pay those 99 cents to break the 40-hour grind wall. And when they do that, it's over. It is over. Because at that point, you've already gotten invested and you're about 20 hours in. So now they're just going to arbitrarily keep putting walls in your place, and it's going to be like, okay, now it's another 99 cents. And now it's $5. And now it's $10. And by the time you're 100 hours in, they're going to just straight up ask you for $50. They're going to be like, well, I've paid $100. Okay, boom, $50. And that's how they get you, because by the time you get to the $50 point, you're thinking $50, but you've already paid $100 in tiny microtransactions all the way up until that point. So it's going to be very easy for your brain to justify that expense, but you've just been getting milked over and over. And you need to understand, these people have this shit down to a science, okay? I'm talking like they have psychologists and psychiatrists in their team that are dedicated specifically to determining what is the breaking point at which they'll be able to extract money from you, because that is how this part of the industry is made. It is that simple, and that is 1,000,000% the way that the business model for this game is going to be. So just be aware that that's how it's going to be. And the thing is, whenever this game releases, which I don't know, I think they're doing like a beta in November or whatever, you're going to have people run into this video where I'm criticizing this, and they're going to be telling me that I'm an idiot and I should actually play the game, give it a chance, blah, blah, blah. Basically, there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to come in here and going to defend this, okay? This is going to happen very early on in the game's life cycle. Anybody that runs into this video at the beginning, they're going to come in here and they're going to defend the game. And then 100 hours later, they're going to come to the realization, oh, crap. He was actually right. He predicted everything that was going to happen. How's that even possible? But they're never going to come back and apologize. They're going to keep paying. That's going to be the worst part. If at least they would realize that I was right and they would do something about it, that would be good. But they're going to realize that I was right and they're going to keep doubling down on giving these people money. That's the worst part about it. And that's the part that makes me really sad. But that is 100% going to happen.
That players would get to explore and master.
Destiny Rising focuses on the individuality of the character.
See, right there, that focuses on the individuality of the character, of course, because it's a gacha game, very much like Genshin. Same thing.
They are unique not only visually, but also provide a brand new ways of combat.
Of course they
Here
do.
in Destiny Rising, you will encounter familiar faces, and of course, many new legends to discover.
With new combat styles and new threats, of course, comes new gameplay. In Destiny Rising, we inherit the classic modes: missions, strikes, 6-player PvE activities, some of the most iconic of the Destiny franchise.
Additionally, we introduced new gameplay modes that allow players to fully immerse themselves in this unique science fiction fantasy.
In short, Destiny Rising is the perfect on-ramp into the Destiny universe. Whether or not the player is familiar with...
It's actually funny for them to say this is the perfect on-ramp to the Destiny universe, because I guarantee it's going to be a whole lot better than whatever the fuck it is that they called the new player experience for Destiny 2. You want to know what the new player experience for Destiny 2 is? Looking up a 50-minute long YouTube video to figure out which one of the things you have to buy for the fucking game, because they can't even explain that part to you. You go up to try and get into Destiny 2 right now? Good fucking luck. For starters, you won't understand a damn thing about the story. You're going to need somebody to actually guide you through what the hell you're supposed to even be doing, or what the version of the game you should even be buying, because Bungie has versions in there of things that you definitely shouldn't be buying as a new player, and they don't give a damn. They're like, hell yeah, you bought this thing that is not even in the game anymore? Huh, that's too bad. Guess what? We're pocketing your money, though, so that our CEO can go ahead and buy a couple of more exotic cars. Hey, sucker.
The franchise. The game features a ton of brand new weapons, from normal dropped all the way up to the exotic tier.
With an already massive pool of weapons to choose from, we're excited to build on top of that.
Of course we're going to build on top of exotic. Where do you think you're going to be putting your money in, baby? You're going to be upgrading that weapon for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. You guys remember Diablo Immortal? You needed like, what was it? Over $100,000 to finish a character? Bro, that was just an appetizer. Wait for the Destiny version of that. Just you wait.
Produce a whole new weapon rarity class called
Hells
Mystic.
Yeah.
Mystic! An entirely new weapon type. Many jewels were lost to the Dark Age, but...
Jewels! Who doesn't remember jewels? The jewels of Diablo Immortal? You guys remember that shit? Oh my god, dude. They're gonna make so much money! You guys have no idea!
Destiny Rising will bring them back to light. Sit tight, you'll see them soon enough.
So far, all the gameplay footage we've shown in our trailer and this direct video came from actual in-game capture. And although we are still quite early in our development phase, we want you to get hands-on with Destiny Rising as soon as possible. We can't wait to show you all the fun stuff we have planned. To help us reach our goal of creating the best mobile Destiny experience possible, I'm excited to announce that our first closed alpha test kicks off on November 1st in the US and Canada. If you're interested, click the link below to pre-register and sign up for a chance to take part in our first closed alpha test. We are honored and humbled to share our story within a franchise that so many players love.
Dude,
We
just
are
what I've
dying to
been
know what you
waiting.
think about the game. For more info about our upcoming closed alpha test, come join us in our official Discord, and make sure to keep tabs on our
I'm
community
joining that
channel for the
Discord right
latest
now.
news. We hope to see you all soon.
Oh man! Woo! Let's go! Aren't you all excited? Come on, guys, let's go all pre-register right now. These people have no fucking shame. They have no shame. The skin job company is here to extract more money from you. Like the peasant you are. They're here to solve the problem of all this money that's burning a hole in your pocket.